this is Paul Acevedo of Windows Phone Central.
Hi, Paul.
And who are you guys?
I'm Paul Martin. I'm the Director of Technology at Slant Six Games. And
I'm James Ricker, and I was the Cinematic Director and Lead Designer on Galactic Reign.
So, how did you guys get involved with Galactic Reign?
Microsoft approached us just over a year ago. They were looking for an independent developer that had their own engine technology to work on a cool new project involving space battles. And that was pretty much the spec at the time. That got us intrigued enough. Then after we talked with them a little bit more about the game, we got super excited because it was everything that we could hope for as far as a technology and art-based project went. So we got really excited to work on the game. And as it unfolded, we got some more of the details. We said, yeah, this is going to kick ass.
And what exactly did Slant Six Games do for the game?
So we were responsible for all of the technology for rendering out the space battles that culminate from after your two fleets engage in battle. You're presented with the movie that's rendered out in the cloud, and it's our engine technology that's rendering out those cinematics.
What did you personally do on it?
My job was to create a system that would render and, I guess, build procedural videos authentic to the battles that were taking place within the game. So the idea was to create videos that you could look at, break down, and understand why you won or lost. And so my job was to build rules and sort of define the style behind how we would create such a procedural system, which had never really been done before.
Yeah, the difference between what we were rendering out compared to just regular console game cutscene cinematics is that ours are procedurally generated, of course. So, and aside from the regular cinematics that you get in games, we need to be able to have movies that are rendered out that follow the rules of cinematography, which is where we got our expert James to come in and consult. And but of course, we have almost infinite permutations of movies that can be generated. So if you even play the exact same set of moves twice in a game, you'll see a different movie, because the number of permutations we can get by switching out the cameras or even the camera angles, or even just the different particle effects that are thrown up will give you a different movie every time. So it got pretty complex as far as the algorithm goes, but we ended up with something that's really rich as far as cinematography goes.
What is the advantage of doing this in the cloud?
Sure. This was part of the spec that Microsoft came to us, was we needed to be able to render out, generate movies that were higher resolution than with more going on than you could possibly hope to generate on current consoles. So that was really our mission brief, so to speak. We had to generate movies that were higher fidelity than what was currently achievable on existing console hardware. So by rendering it in the cloud, it gave us the ability to really say, okay, look, we're going to take our engine technology to the next level. We're going to take what we had and just throw everything but the kitchen sink at it. And because it's rendering in the cloud, it meant it didn't need to be rendered in real time, which meant we could use the extra cycles to just chew through thousands of ships. For example, there's some of those space battle scenes that you see. There's literally thousands of ships coming together and engaging. And then each of those thousands of ships are firing, spawning particle effects, generating massive explosions. There's different shield effects that's going on. If you tried to do that with a conventional game engine in real time, you just bring it to its knees and you wouldn't stand a chance of rendering out 30 frames a second.
So you get a much prettier look, I guess, right?
Much prettier look, way more going on, and just being able to achieve constant smooth frame rate. On a phone, yeah.
Tell me about how the work was divided between the two studios.
It was a co-development project, which actually worked really nicely. So the way that the responsibilities were divided were Microsoft designed and implemented the strategy-based game, and we took care of all of the rendering out of the 3D cinematic movies. So it was really nice because there was a very clear line of division. So it was great. Microsoft drove the process, and then we took everything that was on the side of our engine and basically made all of the graphics happen.
Yeah, it was our job to design how this videos would be built, how we used the Microsoft data, and sort of establish basically the rules of the videos. So it was also very clean separation. We'd get the data and we would use it as we saw fit to test.
Is this your first time taking on a project with Microsoft?
Yeah, actually, this is our first time as a company working with Microsoft, and it's been a great experience. Actually, it was a really nice project, and actually, James and I were just talking before. We were saying, when we started the project, and when we were talking with Microsoft about it, we thought we could achieve a pretty high quality bar, but as James said, if we took the videos that we're now rendering out and we were shown them at the very start of the project and said, you have to do this, I think we'd have freaked out and run a mile. So the quality that we've managed to achieve for underground space battles that we're at right now, it's exceeded any of our expectations, and our expectations were pretty high at the start.
Usually you never get time to polish anything. Usually it's always up to the last minute. But we were able to, the way the process went, we were able to actually add in a lot of really nice detail that normally you don't get time to do. So it was an extremely nice process.
Yeah. The really nice thing about this project was that all of the quality was iterable. So we could start with something that we got looking pretty nice, and the more time that we got to spend on quality, we could add incremental changes to it that would basically reflect across all of the battles and all of the cuts for battles. So it wasn't like we had to focus on one particular battle and just sit there tuning away at that, and then all of the others would fall by the wayside. You could basically say, enhance the special effects system, and then all of the movies that had those kind of special effects would see the benefits of them. So that way, we could really optimize the project time well to get the best possible quality. And it worked out really nicely for that project.
Yeah, once we had the foundation down, all we had to do was add into the system. You just feed it more and more, and the bigger it got, the better it got. So the more animations you fit into it, the more range it had of selection to choose from. The more cameras you animated, the better the system would look, the more cuts you could have. The more you fed it, the better it got. So yeah, it was really nice.
The more you fed it, the better it got, the hungrier it got.
It wouldn't stop eating.
How could this technology be used in the future, this cloud computing concept?
Well, honestly, the possibilities are fairly endless if that's not too cliched. For our particular domain, we built a procedurally cinematic engine which could be retasked to a whole wide range of genres of games. We're pretty proud of what we managed to achieve there. We've been James just gotten out of a talk with one of our other guys, Rob, who was just talking with technical artists about how we achieved procedural cinematography. So I think we basically set out to build a platform which is going to be reusable, and we could take this technology in the future. Hopefully it would still be with Microsoft, but our engine is now geared towards being able to do something similar as far as procedural cinematics, and the fact that it's in a cloud means it's scalable as well, and the fact that it doesn't need to be one-to-one real time. What I mean by that is, for each minute of movie, it doesn't mean that you spend 1 minute of rendering. We could choose to say spend 5 minutes of rendering time for 1 minute of movie if we wanted to say 5 times the quality, but with the same processing power. So it scales really nicely, and we could even, if in the future, if we wanted to say load balance across multiple nodes in a cloud, on whichever platform, we could choose to do that. We could render pieces of the movie in different clouds, and then just have them all concentrated together.
Yeah, I see a big use of it for turn-based games. Like, it would be pretty cool to see like a Civil War turn-based game or something like that. It's got a lot of use in that sense, as you can visualize something that you normally wouldn't see presented to you. So it kind of opens up the gate for new ways to visualize those sorts of games.